But like I said, it's a business, and there's business strategies that work, like that are proven to work, and like we might not like them as like an artist standpoint or as a DJ perspective and whatnot. But then like sometimes, what about not our perspective? What about the viewer's perspective? Like, what do they want to see sometimes?
Yeah.
Do they always want to see these random local talents, or do they want to see a show sometimes? You know, like
I think a lot of times I want to see a show. Sometimes,
yeah, I
bro.
want to see a show,
I don't
bro.
want to just see like as much as I love like a lot of like my like local like DJ friends like we're all support each other like no doubt about it. But a lot of times like I want to see someone that we haven't seen like personally like
It's
in a
not even.
while or like I want to see
I like
someone I'm
that.
excited. I'm excited to see that's not. Um, I guess
I
I
just
don't know how
want
to
to see a
explain it. You know?
performance, bro. Like, I want to see someone that puts on a show, and like some of these headline DJs, that's what they do, bro. Like that's what the energy they bring. Like they bring that type of energy, especially when they're coming from somewhere else.
Mhm.
You know, like they're bringing you a different type of energy, and that's what I like sometimes. But I mean, like, don't get me wrong. I'd love to see some locals on the lineup too, but only if you're giving that same energy. You know, like I feel like especially when it's like someone that's doing like a tour stop somewhere, right?
All right.
Like I'm down for like a tour. Like say you were hosting someone's tour stop, right?
All right.
Like low key, I would much rather see them bring like their whole set of DJs rather than the headliner, maybe another DJ, and then maybe you're trying to scatter in some DJs in there to like keep that energy
I get
going.
what
You
you're
know,
saying. Yeah, yeah, for sure.
I'd rather that artist come with their team and shush it down than you trying to have to keep that energy of what the tour is bringing. You feel me?
I
Because
got you.
at that point you're trying to like you're not trying, but like you're curating a part of that tour now. You feel me?
For
Like
sure.
you're
Yeah.
curating that energy for that tour at the
Mhm.
same time. And I think if we could put that more in their hands, like you know, like sometimes it's better. Like when Borgo goes to like does tours, he'll do his Borgo and friends, and he'll bring his whole fucking team with him or whoever the case may be. And a lot of
Uh,
DJs do that. I think that's dope. Like I
Yeah.
fucking like that a
no,
lot.
and honest, bro. Honestly, that shit is dope. But something that I do notice with those lineups, they happen with a lot more bigger production companies. They got the capital to spend for that. Because within low end, we've had opportunities to be able to like do like full tours with these artists, but the package, what a lot of these artists are asking for, it's just not within our financial reach to do it. And from like the smaller scale show events, I love to see that. Like I love to see more of that, but we only just see a lot of this pattern like in the bigger shows because they got the backing for that. And
Yeah.
I'm that way too. Like I would definitely would love to one of these days like be a part of a show. Organizing something that's just straight up just like sick ass artists. No local like even like no locals involved. Like we're all not worried about all this was playing right now. No, bro, we're here just to fucking have a good time, bro. Like this shit, no local politics, no like none of this bullshit's happening, bro. Like we're all just like that's literally one of the things I like to bring is like, look, bro, like don't worry about why this was on that lineup or like this was playing, this was playing, this was playing. Like no local politics is just happening right here. Like we're just here to vibe and like get have a good time, bro. Like that's like the way I see it as well. Because
I know
I
you
want,
deal with bullshit, bro.
I want to like say too, like I would love to see a lot of that happen, bro. Like from the underground community, like more promoters, like locally, like making an effort, to invest and like bring artists, like bring like performances like that here to, because look, there's a lot of promotional companies that are like doing their thing, throwing these shows, but for sure, like that all comes with steps, and I think being able to bring like those shows and performances here, like that like creates a really like positive domino effect. Like the more we are able to organize and like produce those kinds of shows, I think we can see a lot more happening in the underground scale for sure. Cause yeah, a lot of times we do see those lineups, but we have to drive out to LA for
Facts.
exchange and shit, or we have to go to a festival at the NOS and
Yeah.
whatnot.
Well, I think festivals are just overrated. I can't do it. I mean, I will do it. Don't get me wrong, I will. But I don't think festivals are like the testament of too much, except of oh, this DJ's popping. You feel me? Like if you're like I get like if you're a DJ at EDC or like whatever the case may be, right? Nocturnal, whatever the case may be. Like that just means like your pool is good enough for them to book you. You feel me? Like that means you're doing something. But I think when it comes to like how things moving in like the culture and community, I think like shows are like the biggest impact of what's going on. Like what what genre is being pushed out weekly. You feel me? Like what are we listening to on a weekly basis when we go outside and we go to shows and we go to events, right? Like I feel like that's more of the way to like gauge what's going on in the community. Festivals are just the escape for everything, right? The ultimate escape for everything. You feel me? Like and
Yeah.
that's the goal, right? To get there. But like I feel like these shows are like what's gonna push what's going on at those festivals, I think.
Would you say that it's more like that with festival culture as it is now, or just like how festival culture has always been?
I think that's how.
Some festivals. I think some festivals like they definitely are peeking into the community and taking in. But I know some communities or some festivals they're just bombarded with like planted like
Big
agents
names.
and they just always book and like as they should like they're gonna be bringing these crowds. I get it, but there are some festivals that they're willing to, like you said, they're looking
Well-
from like the binoculars and they're seeing what's going down in these underground communities.
Think about it this way: like, where did you start hearing tech house first? At these festivals or in these streets, bro?
For me personally, in the streets.
Yeah, same here. And then I started hearing them at these festivals, and I was like, oh shit, it's a thing. And then like that's for a lot of shit. Like when it came with like rhythm, I started hearing that in the streets, and then I started hearing that shit outside, like at these festivals. And I think that's how it is. I think I've been talking about this genre way too much, but I'm still gonna fucking go at it. I think that's how it is for drum and bass right now. Like, but we're
Yeah.
hearing it a lot in these streets right now, dog. And like,
Yeah,
we're starting to
definitely.
get a little bit of rumbles of at these festivals now. We're starting to get a little bit of DMB get sprinkled into there a lot more on these main stage, on the like bigger stages and whatnot. So
I know I went to Project Z, the last one, and they actually it was really small, but they actually made a drum and bass stage for it, and I was there all night. It was
there you
dope.
go.
And are you a drum and bass fan like that?
Yeah, yeah. I'm well. I like everything
Okay,
for
let me-
the most part,
were you expecting to be there the whole time
but
at first?
I expected to do a lot more walking around, I guess.
Okay.
But
You were just so drawn to the drum and bass stage, like it was just
yeah,
slapping.
the vibes were there. Like just people were. It wasn't overcrowded. It was. You had enough space to kind of dance and like just kind of be around the people that are enjoying the music, whereas like you went to the main stage and it's like you're just stuck like a sardine walking through. So
You had to like do like hold hands, like do like those trains, like to go through the crowds
yeah.
and follow each other. Yeah. No, I like to have my space when I'm out in a festival.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't gotta have like a lot of space, just like shit where like I'm not sardine. You know?
Yeah. You're able to move around a little bit and like I know I'm not a good dancer at all by any means. No, but like I want to have fun. I want to
That's
be
not
able
the
to
point.
yeah,
To
I
be
just
a
want to
good
move
dancer
around.
is not the point to dance, bro.
Yeah.
Understand that dancing, it's not to be good at dance. It's just to
Yeah.
dance. You feel me? Like no one has to be good at it.
Yeah.
Not very select people are good at it, bro. Like
Yeah, I
you
know. Or my bad. Go
No,
ahead.
I'm sorry. You're on your
I
way.
know people in the front. They were having like a whole little like two-step pit right there in the front. I was like, you know what, fuck it. I'm just gonna go in there and like do a little fake two-step, just like copy what I'm seeing, and then like people were still vibing out with it. So I mean,
it's
It's
all
cool.
just a vibe, bro. Like those circles are for people just to go in there and vibe and do whatever the fuck comes out of them, bro. Like that's the fun part.
yeah.
That's the fun part. So like, so when was that exactly year wise?
I want to say that was last year.
That was last year.
Yeah.
And before then, you've already been like listening to a lot of DMB?
Not like a lot, but I had started kind of getting more and more into it within the past like couple years. Before I would still listen to it. Like I know like Sue Slayer, I would listen to her a lot. 1991,
Okay.
but never really got like super invested into it. At the time, I was more into like bass house and stuff like that.
I feel that. So what made you want to start producing drum and bass?
I saw Reaper at Nocturnal, and I was like, this is actually really fucking sick. Like, and so I started getting more and more into the research of drum and bass. I was like, I actually really like this genre, and just ended up looking up some tutorials on YouTube and just started making it. And like, as I started making it, I was like, man, I'm digging this more, and then
It's fun. It's fun to make, bro.
yeah, I like to make everything, even like some hard style, some raw style,
Okay.
but like a lot of it is just like quick little loop projects and stuff like that.
No, because at the last Low End show, you went back to back with Alien Crusader, bro, and
Yeah.
the first track you dropped, I believe, was a drum and bass track, right?
I started off doing a little bit of bass house, but like maybe like 3 tracks, and then I just went straight into drum and bass from
That
there.
first drum and bass track you dropped, bro, went off. The crowd went crazy, bro. Like that shit was insane. Like everyone was fucking with it, and when I seen that in the crowd, bro, I was like, all right, like drum and bass is a thing, bro. It's like it's cool.
Yeah.
And I was listening to it, and I was like, wow, like this feels like you've been doing it for a while. Like you just didn't start. How long ago was that?
So that was actually my first time playing drum and bass live.
Really?
Yeah.
Damn.
Like when we usually do Kliche stuff, it was like more just bass house, bass music, and like I think one of the shows I maybe played like 1 or 2 tracks drum and bass, and then like that's kind of how it's usually been, like 1 or 2 tracks drum and bass kind of thing. But like as far as like going more into depth on drum and bass, that was the first time I ever really went into it.
And was that your track too?
The first one, I believe that was a Dominate
Okay.
like remix, and then I knew I threw in one of my tracks that I'm working on right now.
Okay. I definitely heard it. I was like, this is dope as fuck. I'm really excited for it. Do you like when you DJ, do you drop a lot of your tracks?
No.
No?
I'm too much of a perfectionist, so like I'll hear some little thing in my car and I'm like, fuck, it's not ready. Like, or like, and I just get too much in my head about it.
The
But
car test.
yeah, but now I'm just like, you know what? Like, if I keep being like that, I'm never gonna release anything. I'm never gonna play anything of my own. And like, I just decided to start changing that this like past year.
I feel like a lot of people get into that mindset that like, damn, I don't want to drop this because I don't know if it sounds good enough. But I think the best thing to do is drop your music at shows because the sound system is low key set up for your music to sound good in general.
Yeah.
Like it's really hard for one of your tracks to sound shitty at a show, bro. Like I'm not like Carlos is laughing because like, speak on it.
Look, I will say this: I've gone to a lot of music festivals with great sound production to say that I've enjoyed a song with its imperfections.
Yeah.
Like I was from a producer aspect, and even from like the consumer aspect, like a consumer would like be able to notice. I'm like, all right, fuck it, like the shit was banging though.
It's
it was a sound production. Like I get what you're saying. I feel that. I've been there.
Maybe I'm not comparing yourself to like others and stuff.
Not as long. Like I don't think I've been in that state as long as like many producers are, because a lot of producers they stay in that state of mind for a while. Like, I need to have it like really perfect. But no, I've seen a lot. I've seen like levels of DJs and artists drop their shit. Even when I felt like it was not ready, and you could tell that it was not ready, and they would say like, "Oh, it's some shit I'm currently working on," and the shit went off. Like you see clips of it, like, "Oh, I just did this shit on the way here on the plane." Like, tell me what you guys think, and it's like just like a whip, like real quick, and You know, a lot of times I think it's even I think it's important to even drop it in those settings because maybe it's like those reactions that really gives you that push to be like, oh, all right, you know what, maybe I was overthinking. The crowds are fucking with it, and now maybe I don't need to do like so many crazy. Because I get it from the producer aspect, engineering aspect, you want to make shit clean, but a lot of these public music releases, they're a lot of times they're not that perfect either.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of times they don't gotta be perfect. I feel like perfect sounding. They just gotta. I just gotta like you gotta be satisfied with it, bro. Too like
Yeah.
I get that like part as well. But no, dude. No, for sure. Like you go to a music festival, you can play like a okay track and people
as long
vibe
as
with
your
it.
snare is not fucking peaking super hard, you're straight, bro. Like
Just
literally,
ringing ears and
yeah.
stuff.
Like that's all you gotta worry about. Just watch out for your snare. Other than that, you're solid.
I think
bro.
that's like if you have the privilege to like be at a stage like with that kind of sound production, I think that's like the ultimate car test.
Well,
Yeah.
even like think about it this way. Even speakers that are made for live sound, they're made to sound good already, bro. Their how do I say it? Their frequency range, like you know how headphones have like a weird ass boost in like certain areas. It's the same thing with live sound speakers because no one wants to sell you speakers that are gonna hurt your ears, bro. Like
Yeah.
they don't want to do that, so they're already clipping shit out for you. So
Yeah,
like
they're making just the speakers bass boosted and stuff, whereas like us as producers, we want a flat sound,
yeah,
so
yeah.
it's just gonna sound completely different.
Facts. So like I don't think like I said, that's out being outside is the best place to test your music for sure. 100%.
Like you said earlier, like I feel like you have to play it out like in a set or something and see how people react to it, because like that track that I did play, I was like, I don't know, I don't know, I don't know how I feel about it or anything. And then um like when I played that out and I saw people like dancing to it and vibing it, I was like, okay, maybe I'm overthinking myself and maybe I'm overthinking it. And so now I'm like going back on it and just like, all right, let me just, I know where I saw this messed up, so I'm gonna go fix that real quick, and then hopefully I should be done with it with like in the next month or so, or I want to try and get it done by the next week.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, I don't. I mean, I'm sure maybe you guys have had the same moment, but there's been times where I've played and I've played like these demos where I thought like, oh, I need to like, I think it needs like maybe a lot more work to do,
Mm-hmm.
and I will play and like the crowds like I think would like react pretty positively, where I would think like, oh, like maybe they'll be like about it, and then that kind of gave me a boost to be like, oh, well, you know, maybe I didn't have to like all these extra notes that I had in my mind, like, oh, like I have to do this, I have to do this, like it needs to have this. After like seeing these live reactions from other people, especially that are not like producers too, because I think especially when you send your tracks for feedback, I know a lot of times I come into play like having other producers say like, oh, I think you should do this, you should do that.
Yeah.
But they're very wired like in their style.
Mm-hmm.
So it's always really important to get not just the producer's feedback, but like the live viewer, the live event,
just the listeners.
Yeah, the listeners, bro. They're
Yeah.
very important, bro. They're the ones that they're not really. They're not the ones that off the bat that are gonna give you feedback to your music. They're gonna be like, "Oh, this is just like the kind of music that it is."
Yeah.
I vibe with it, or I don't. Whereas producers, they're most likely just they're more inclined to give you feedback about your music versus this is what your music is type
Yeah.
shit. Like I don't know.
No, I definitely feel that, because like I have a bunch of friends. They'll just be like, "So when are you gonna actually like release your stuff? Like you've shown me all this stuff that you're working on, and you never release it. So like what's the issue?" And I'm like in my head, I just get too much in my head. So like I don't even listen to them, even though they're saying they're liking it.
Yeah.
So
I think you just need to have like a point where you just with music you just cut it off. You say you're done, like, and just be like, you either because bro, you don't have to release everything you make.
yeah,
Like, don't make it like something like, damn, I really need to release this. Damn, I really need
Yeah.
to. I think if you make good music, bro, you're gonna continue to make good music. So like whatever song that you feel good about that gave you that movement
The
and
initial, yeah.
yeah, go with that. Continue what it is, release it, package it nicely and release it. That's my biggest advice. And then move on to the next one. Let people react to that, how they react to it, and then just keep building. Because after you start releasing, bro, like you'll start realizing what people like, what people don't like, how to release, like, and things will get easier for you in the production, and like it'll give you a sense of like, okay, now I kind of know what I need to do.
Yeah.
Like, and then you also look at some of your tracks and be like, damn, I could do so much better, and then that'll give you even more motivation to just produce, even like to finish and produce. Like
Hmm.
I just think just you just gotta start packet. Just give yourself a cutoff for some of these things.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think already having music catalog that you've had over years helps clarify uh your creative bridge to connect with your fans. Because I know, like, after 2 3 years of me publicly releasing music as Husky, I was
Hmm.
able to like creatively go into sessions and be like, oh, I could definitely make a project like this. And it's easier now that I have like this data of all music. I see that a lot of my fans are replaying like more of this stuff
Hmm.
versus like this music. Oh, they're playing.
They like this
They're
song
like
a
more of my
lot.
drum and bass shit more than like my dubstep, or like more of my dubstep shit. Or and then you start seeing a lot of your fans, they get split up. Oh, okay. Some of my fans like my dubstep shit. Some of my fans like my drum and bass shit more.
Hmm.
And I think over time, I think having like access to your data too, and with getting that, having music public for a while, I think that definitely helps you out mentally. With like, where should I finalize my music, and not have to overthink it so much. Cause yeah, I remember being in that situation, and even looking back at some of my older tracks, I'm like, damn, like maybe like producer and me wouldn't not like made something like that right now. But I know a lot of people are liking. I know there's some people that still like replay it, like they still vibe to it, and
Yeah.
uh, I know there were some instances too where I've made those tracks. I'm like, oh, maybe I'm not gonna like release it. Like I don't. I'm just. I be overthinking shit. I'm like, nah. And nowadays, like Robert said, I think it's also good to just be like, call it quits and not release music sometimes. Like, sometimes it's just good to just flex that. Because a lot of times it's just like, a lot of times, like when I'm making music, I'm noticing that, oh, like I'm not really trying to, this is not really meant for a live setting. I'm just trying, like, this is something else. Like, when it,
just trying
like,
to produce.
yeah, I'm just trying to produce, and like, there's just some shit that I'm feeling. I don't know. It's like, it's when you're a producer, that's just like the like we all here like get that when you're making that music and you're expressing yourself in that way.
Hmm.
And you'll get attachment to like some tracks, and I'm like, damn, but I should really finish this and release this. But then I'll listen to it, and I'm like, damn, this isn't even in this time period anymore. Yeah, it's good, but like, for why would I release this? Like,
Yeah.
why would I release this at this
Yeah.
point? And like, but I feel like those tracks are for you though, like, because I have tracks that are for me that I've produced. Probably no, they're never gonna be released. Not probably, they're never gonna be released. But I still go back and listen to them every now and then. And if you do the same thing, then there you go. That's why you made it, bro. Like,
I mean,
it could be that simple, legit.
we all get inspired to make like different things too. So I know for I don't know, do you make like multiple genres? Like you ever like kind of went into hard style or like went into like tech house, like tried to make it and
Yeah,
kinda,
yeah. Okay, I'll say that. Like I have definitely have tried like making like a hard dance, hard style, uh, tech house. A lot of those projects don't get seen the light because I'm just
yeah.
like, oh right, for sure. Like there's just some shit that I was just feeling, and it's not necessarily like for live setting or for public. A lot of
Yeah.
times there's also projects in there that I've done that's different
Yeah.
from like what I'm averagely like releasing, and I'm like, okay, like I just need to work some more on this. But
Yeah.
I mean, I think people should definitely delve into different genres. But I know a lot of times, all those the other genres that you dove into, they don't see the light because a lot of times they're not really just for like.
It's just your inspiration at that moment, and that's I feel like that's something good to do is like just like and it kind of helps you future wise because maybe you want to put some of that sound in this sound and try and
Yeah.
mix it or whatever, like so like with that, I'll just try and make whatever I'm feeling at the moment. If I find a good like rock sample or something, I'll try and make a little rock music or
So,
something.
like that's perfect because I've done that before. I've made a bunch of different type of music. Like I just explored into a bunch of genres,
Mm-hmm.
but then now, as I found like the sound that I'm more into, I was able to go back to some of my older tracks and use certain parts of like that track to put in these. So like
That's dope.
I was able to like find like cool melodies that I made or like a cool intro that I made and like put it into one of my tracks, and I'm like, oh,
And now,
this is dope. Like I'm using my old shit to make new shit, and like it's coming out really great. And like I think that's cool. Like just keep exploring into different genres, right?
Yeah.
Because you'll never know what you'll use it for. You'll never know.
No, and I think as you keep on releasing music, there are the times where you know you have like a really dope project, but fully it's just not like some shit on release. But you got all these sections and segments. You're like, oh damn, like it's gotta see the light of day, but it can't be with the whole like with the whole puzzle that I have like together with this.
Yeah.
Like I have to take these pieces and take it to another project because I think not only like you think that's
This
going
was
to
a
be
good
better.
element of that project.
Yeah,
pretty
like
much.
it's just like a different brand image than like what.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, it's just some shit that with as you like write music, it's like damn, this is a real dope project.
Yeah.
Bro, I'm only just bringing the intro with me. Fuck. I'm only just bringing the like the breakdowns with me and like the drop. Because a lot of times, I've heard a lot of stories about producers like they have all these they have this amazing composition around the drop, but the drop is what's like giving them like the frustration, the headaches. Like, oh, I don't have my drop where it's at. Therefore, this amazing composition is not gonna get the release because I don't have the drop. And a lot of times the job could just be sometimes like the job doesn't have to be very overcomplicated, especially with dubstep.
Yes, it does. No. I'm just
You know,
kidding.
I know, and I think it's important that if you're not gonna release a track, like at least save it in the tuck in your archive because maybe you need you're currently working on a project and you need a melody or you need a build up or you need maybe a drop idea you didn't use and you just didn't want to release on another project. You just go back and grab it and then you can just go ahead and enhance it or just use it as it is and add it onto your current project. I've done that a couple of times, no doubt about it. I'm sure a lot. I mean, I've seen and heard a lot of producers do this. They go to their past projects and they just grab a bunch of ideas that they've used. It's very important because I know a lot of times myself when I think of ideas in my head and I don't like write them down, I don't have them registered like in a project. Almost likely never like recreate the idea again. But I know at the time like damn like I'm not even near my laptop. I can't really fucking. There's no way for me to record it, so
Yeah.
very important to keep those projects in the tug. Don't delete them at all, and back up your hard drives. I think that's very important too.
Nah,
Facts.
go rogue, bro.
Go rogue.
Go rogue. Don't be a slave to the hard drive, fam. You're the artist, fam, not the computer, fam. You don't need that shit. Go anywhere.
Are you
Hop
right
in,
though?
Pop out. I'm just kidding. I'm talking
I think also learning good organization skills because
shit.
I'm looking at some of my projects and it's just like all over the place, like in different files or something in different areas. I'm like, where the like I'll be scrolling for like a good 30 minutes trying to find. I know I had this song here. Let me see hear how it sounds. And I'm like just looking for it, and I can't find it anywhere. I'm like, I have to go into the Finder, go find it.
No, yeah, it's just like another hour or two that you fucking wait. It's just trying to look for this one fucking sample.
Yeah.
What dog do you use?
I use FL.
Gang, homie.
Yeah.
Already knows good, homie. Oh yeah.
Yeah. I'm
Family.
glad. Facts. Instantly. And I bet that makes it even worse than when you're fucking producing NFL, huh? Is everything everywhere?
Yep. Yeah. Oh, the
I feel
like
it.
I'll put like a kick pattern here, bass pattern here, and then like a snare pattern here, like, and then automation here. It gets all crazy. I mean, I tried to make a template, and that's kind of what I use as far as like helping somewhat with organization, but like still like there's some things where it's like, oh man, I don't even have a space for that. I need to add a space. or like, oh, I why did I put that there? And just
Yeah.
that is one thing I do like Ableton about, is it kind of just makes you throw that there.
Mm-hmm.
But
That's the biggest difference I think between Ableton and FL, bro. Organization.
yeah,
Like Ableton makes you organized, makes you. You have no choice, bro.
yeah,
Like this goes here, and that's it.
hmm
That's it.
Yeah, I've seen Ableton backgrounds. They're a lot more organized than FL backgrounds.
But it's a lot of scrolling. I'll tell you that.
Oh, in Ableton?
Yeah.
I see. It is a lot of
It's a lot
scrolling
of
for sure.
scrolling.
And that's the thing about FL Studios, that the tracks may be a little bit everywhere, but it's their organized mess.
Yeah.
Like they know where you don't know where shit's at, but they know where that shit's at. So it's like it's reach their own type shit.
But like when you stem it out, like
Oh,
it's
dude.
all organized. So there you go. You feel
yeah,
me?
no,
Like,
yeah, for sure.
who even cares? As long as you send it. No, yeah, you're good. I'm trying to think. I don't know. Do y'all be sending like things everywhere on like in your mixer, like a bunch of different places? Like
I did when I was like first getting used to FL, I guess.
Uh-huh.
But once I saw like, because I just watched a YouTube video, like I do that all the time. I just watch YouTube videos, and this guy who's just like, you need to do this, like made a template and stuff like that, and that kind of helps me organize like the mixer channels, I guess.
gotcha. And that's the best way to do it.
Yeah.
Keep shit organized, you know. Have your percussion somewhere, have your snares, kick somewhere, you know, like have things a little organized so that when you do stem it out, at least your stems look clean, you know.
Yeah.
I fucking before I knew like how to do a lot, I remember I'd stem stuff out, and I have like a shitload of stems, and I have like one snare, like whole stem, and it had like one snare in it, and I'm like, I was like, what the fuck just happened? But yeah, it's just some bullshit. But once you like get that shit down, and like once you understand the DAW more, especially in FL, I feel like you could utilize it in whatever way you're comfortable with, you know.
100%.
Because with a, and that's with anything you learn though. You feel me? After you learn the initial like structure and layout of the DAW, like it's then up to your creativity at that point. You feel me?
Yeah.
That's just the hardest hurdle for anybody, is learning the DAW.
Yeah, how long you been producing for now?
I want to say about 6 years. 6 years. Yeah.
And have you always been under Tushay?
Yeah.
All right, cool. So no rebrands before that or nothing. Just
No.
always been the
No.
10A right here.
Yeah. No rebrands. Other than like just doing that duo with Alien Crusader on
Yeah.
Kliche.
Tell us a little bit more about that, because that was Alien was telling me before the show that, hey, I want to bring Tushay up for our like secret duo project. How would you pronounce it? Is it
Kliche. Yeah.
All right, cool, Kliche. And yeah, tell us a little bit more about that, bro. Because you know, I was very, as Robert said, like the set when you hopped on with Alien Crusader, that shit, a variety, bro. It was a journey.
Yeah.
That shit was a journey, and I'd just like to know more about the duo project and the direction you guys are going with that.
So it pretty much all started. Alien Crusader, he was doing a show with the Invasion group, and he wanted to know, because he knew that at the time I was doing bass house, and so he like wanted to know if I wanted to do it back to back with him. And I was like, you know, fuck it, let's do it. And like we did that show, and like we both vibed with each other very well on the like bass house side, and just like got tracks going at like good and stuff. And after that, we were just like, you want to just make this an actual thing, and like start a duo, like make some bass house. And that's how we like started off, is it was just gonna be bass house and maybe some like bass tracks here and there.
Okay.
But then like, so now like you said, we're just kind of starting it off bass house and just kind of taking it on a journey, making whatever we like and stuff. And that's just kind of our like kind of project, to just make whatever we like at that moment and just throw it in there.
Okay, so you guys are not really trying to restrict yourself to just bass house. Like it's just whatever you guys are vibing at the moment.
Yeah, it's gonna be more like open open format and stuff instead of like branding ourselves to a dedicated genre.
Okay, I got that.
So how open you talking about?
Like fucking make tech house or hardstyle or make some speed house or
Yeah, dude. I don't know if it was an ID you guys had played, or I don't know, it was something. I remember there was a track you guys had played. It was like going from, it was like speed house, and then it went to like this quick dubstep drop.
I think that might have been one of Aliens tracks.
Oh yeah, man, that shit was, yeah. You guys like, you do you even have like right now anything like in the works you plan on releasing in the next month or two?
So we do have a couple tracks that we are working on right now.
Word.
One is like pretty much done. It's just I got to go back in and do some quick mixing and like maybe we'll like have that one out.
Okay.
Another one we kind of have an idea started.
Okay.
So once that one kind of comes to fruition, we'll just release that one. It's gonna be the second one's gonna be more of a remix, I guess.
Okay.
And then I want to try and get one more, but like have it be more of a like speed house kind of thing.
Okay.
Or like maybe some bass music or something.
Got you. And for under Tushay, what's more of that sound for 2023?
That's gonna just be mainly drum and bass. I've been really liking like the Belgium jump up sound lately, so I'm gonna try and do a lot of that. And neuro funk.
Neurofunk. All right.
Yeah.
I've been seeing like that little hype of neurofunk lately.
Yeah, I mean it's cool. You got like the speed of drum and bass and stuff, but you got more kind of bassy sound design into it, like more growly kind of Reese's and stuff like that.
No, that's cool. That could you can you recommend like any artists that you've been digging in that?
Like
genre?
AMC, Turno.
Okay.
I would say I've been listening to a lot of Jump Up lately, so more like I don't know if you've seen them on TikTok or anything, like Primate and Soda.
Dude, honestly, I don't even open TikTok at all. Like, bro, like
It's good. I'll be stuck on it for like a good
I
hour.
only just go in just to post shit that I need to, and I don't look at the feed. Like at least when I'm on TikTok, I'm not really like in that scrolling spree that like a lot of people tend to be. I just like go in there, post what I gotta post for like the page, and I kind of just bounce because I don't know. I don't.
You can get stuck on it. I know that. But there are like some artists that are starting to do a lot more posting on there, so I'm like finding out about different artists. So like Primate, Soda, Hedix, and then just going on my release radar stuff for Spotify, just kind of going through that, finding stuff, Discover Weekly kind of stuff, and I'll just like find stuff, and then just SoundCloud, just go through bigger artists, go through their likes, see which ones they're vibing with, and see like.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you guys, how do you guys feel about like the SoundCloud algorithm weekly playlists? I don't know if you guys ever dive into those. Like on your feed, it'll show you like the new top like 50, or like here's like the SoundCloud weeklies of things that you will like type playlists. Like, how do you guys feel about like those how would I say, those algorithms, like, and the music that they be feeding you on SoundCloud? You guys ever delve into those?
No, I don't use those.
Oh, word. Okay.
I always see them though, but no.
Is it kind of just giving you more of like underground artists kind of, or?
Well, I mean, they're feeding me a lot of like the underground stuff. That's because I'm definitely I'm streaming a lot of the underground stuff that's on SoundCloud. So I mean, it definitely tries to understand like your listening habits. I think Spotify does a good job on that too.
It's trying to learn me, bro.
Yeah, it's trying to learn your listening habits, bro.
I don't know how I feel about that.
I mean, I think you subject to that shit when you're making an account on Spotify or SoundCloud.
I don't like that you said that I subject to anything, bro. I don't know.
Well, like, yeah, bro. I mean, over time, when you get a Spotify profile or a SoundCloud profile, you start listening to certain songs. It starts learning
I
your.
cut that shit out, SoundCloud, bro. I'm like that. Chill yourself, man.
You on Arturia?
Arturia? No, what's that?
It's another
Oh, is it?
music streaming thing.
And they do that too?
Yeah, I believe so. They
Like you know, it does a really great job at learning like your listening habits, and it's kind of scary sometimes.
Spotify.
YouTube.
Oh.
Like I'll sometimes go through like the related videos. I'm just like, hold up, bro. Like I have not been skipping the last 6 songs. Like you've been feeding me some shit, YouTube. What the hell? Like
I'm not gonna lie, I pay for YouTube Premium, and they be on their algorithm shit. I fuck with YouTube. I subject to that shit.
you know what I'm saying? Like. I never realized over time the AI is just like okay you're replaying this kind of music. Here's another video that people have been replaying as well in your same genre, and like that's how these algorithms work. They like definitely it's just so crazy, bro. It's just some like geek crazy ass like smart intelligence shit. Like I don't know, some social network, like they're all in the fucking room writing the algorithm shit. I don't know, it's just crazy.
What's your preferred streaming platform?
I swap around between Spotify and SoundCloud.
Spotify and SoundCloud. Okay.
But those are the ones that I pay for. And then like if I do watch like YouTube videos, I mean YouTube's kind of rough right now because how many ads I'll get.
That's why I got premium, bro. Fuck
Yeah.
ads, dog. I can't do it. I couldn't do it. That's the exact reason why I got premium is because I do not subject myself to ads.
Like I'll watch a live set or something while I'm like cleaning, and then I was like just vibing out, cleaning my room and stuff, and then all of a sudden, like ad. I'm like, oh, man, all right, I gotta wait like 30 seconds for this ad to go away.
You know what I will say though about like ads and commercials? It kind of like dates me. Like it kind of keeps us in like it lets you know like you're in a time period because then you're able to look back and be like, what was like going on during that time? And I don't know why, but like when I think back, sometimes I think like if you ever see a commercial, like have you ever seen an old commercial ad like on your feed or something?
Yeah.
And then you're able to like realize what year it was, like what was going on in that time.
Yeah.
Like that's what
Bro.
commercials and ads do for me. You feel me? They're able to like put me back. Like they remind me what I was going through during that. I don't know why it does that, but
Dude, I'm gonna confess. During pandemic, I came across one of those like YouTube videos where it says commercials from early 2000s or from 2003. All the commercials from 2003, and it was like a 30-minute video of just commercials that I was able to like remember as a kid. I'm like, bro, I remember this year that I did this shit. Like I was 8 when this fucking commercial came out. This guy was definitely selling those fucking OxyClean shits, you know, like for sure.
yeah, and like I'm not bullshitting you. I specifically don't pay for ads on what streaming site. I think it's Peacock because they have a premium version and there's an ad version.
Mm-hmm.
But I leave the ads on that because I just want to see what the fuck is going on. Like let's just what is the world trying to push to me right now? You feel
I
me?
feel that.
I don't know. I just want to be put in the now somehow.
Yeah.
I feel like that's the way to be. Put
No,
in
that
the
makes
now.
sense. Let me ask you guys this: does the listening app you guys use dictate what device you're using at the time? Because I noticed that when I'm driving in the car, a lot of the catalog that I want to play, I usually would just stream it through Apple Music. But I don't see myself opening up iTunes or Apple Music when I'm on my laptop.
I don't have
You know what I'm saying?
Apple Music on the laptop.
Well, you can open up iTunes and have like the section.
I'm not
Like, you know what I'm
fucking
saying?
with iTunes. Who still fucks with iTunes?
But that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Like that's what I'm saying. I'm not going on the computer and like going on. I want to go on iTunes. Fuck that. Like I'd rather just go on YouTube. I go on like
I do
YouTube or SoundCloud.
Yeah.
And I'm never really on Spotify for sure, unless I'm like seeing like playlists and see what they're trying. Like again, trying to know the now like what these playlists are pushing. But do you guys does that ever dictate sometimes for you guys what kind of devices you guys do, or you guys are really dedicated? Like, nah, when I'm in a car, or, like I'm in the room or anywhere, like this is the app I'm pulling up for music streaming.
I'm pretty dedicated with Spotify.
Word.
Yeah, because I mean, I have it connected to everything. Like when it goes to my car, I can see everything on the screen with
Oh, I got you.
Spotify and stuff with that Apple CarPlay, and then like on my laptop, I have the Spotify app on there, so I
Got
can
you.
just open that up.
I got you.
It's just a little easier.
Word. Okay.
Whereas like like SoundCloud and stuff, it's like sometimes I won't even be able to see it or
I feel that like that the Spotify ecosystem works really well for you. Like it fits your listening style and like
Yeah.
how like everything integrates with your current life and all that.
yeah. But I mean, don't get me wrong, I still like SoundCloud because more of like you'll be able to find more underground stuff or remixes or
No,
anything
for sure.
like that on there.
I feel like this is how I look at things. I feel like Spotify is like the in between. I feel like Apple Music is like the bougie version of like music. Like that's where like all like the industry stuff is at. Like that's where everything that's pushed on there is pretty much like mainstream and whatnot. Whereas there's Spotify, which just has like a good blend of like new artists, underground artists, but still the mainstream. And then you got SoundCloud, which is the gutter. Like is
Right.
the underground, like that's the lowest of low. Like that's where you're gonna get all the underground remixes, the fresh new stuff that's coming out. And I don't know, it just depends like what you want to listen to at the time. But I feel like Spotify I get lost. I get so lost in Spotify when I open up the app. It gives me too many options, like gives me categories. It like I don't know.
I got you. Do
I
you,
don't
you want
know.
something much more like centralized, like just much more, not so many like fucking categories. You want something just like much more fill. You want an in and out kind of format. Like, no, we only just serve this. We're not doing any extra shit on yours. Like, we don't want like.
Cause like look, bro,
This
like,
this is the only thing we sell. Like,
You don't want your Spotify recap for the year?
don't give a don't remind me how I was feeling in fucking July, fam. I was probably depressed as fuck, and like now you're showing me all the music I was listening to, and I'm just like, damn, that really happened.
your first
Like,
track is
fuck.
Marvin's Room. It's like, hey, I was just sad that month. Fuck that.
No one was supposed to know that shit, bro. Not even you. So it's like, don't
I mean, no one necessarily knows that shit unless
They
you
know
share
it, Carlos.
Oh, they know
it, bro. Like that's the shit we subject ourselves to.
True.
No, but I mean, like, I just think with Spotify, when you type in their name, right, it'll show up all the artists. Sometimes they'll have two artist pages. That shit confuses me. But anyways, I'll click on their artist page, and then it'll give me like a burst of their music. Not even like
All their stuff.
their catalog or anything. Just a burst of some songs, and I'm just
Oh,
like,
yeah.
what the fuck is this? And then you gotta click more songs, and then it'll show you like some shit. But then you gotta scroll. It's just too much, I think. Whereas Apple Music, they just make it straightforward. Like you click on it,
This is all
Maybe-
this shit.
It just gives all their songs out.
and then if you scroll down, it shows you the albums, and like that's it. And I'm just like, okay, I fuck with that.
I see.
And then also, maybe I just don't like the fucking black or like gray layout of Spotify. Whatever like
The
color
the
it is.
darker.
Yeah, I don't know. It gives me like a
Oh, that's interesting.
like a bear share vibe, bro. I don't know.
Bear
Like,
share vibe.
yeah.
Oh
I
shit.
don't know, bro. I see it as one of those apps on the computer for some reason.
For some reason, that's how I feel about
iTunes.
iTunes, bro, and Apple Music. But Apple Music's audio output is great compared to like SoundCloud specifically. But I like the software for me, like I like creatively like the layout on SoundCloud. So that's why I see myself always swapping like music consumption between Apple Music and SoundCloud. Well, in the car, it's either Apple Music, SoundCloud, and then when I'm like on a laptop, it's either YouTube and SoundCloud. But the common one is usually always SoundCloud, though.
Yeah.
That's because Apple Music has regulations on like what max loudness and stuff like that, whereas SoundCloud
Okay.
doesn't really do all like there. I think there is somewhat, but not.
I believe
like,
they have a compression, like in set, like when you upload your music, like, cause your sound, like the final version, the final sound, like the audio that you hear on SoundCloud versus when you hear your like the track on Apple Music and Spotify, like the gap of like the quality that you hear, it's just I can notice it.
mhm.
Like when you play it on SoundCloud versus you play it on Apple Music, like the clarity for me, I don't know. I could just after years of like listening to that
Does it
and
sound like
comparing it.
filtered or something, or like just
I don't know if you just need to like for SoundCloud. I'm just not too
Bro,
sure.
you're
If you should,
jaded.
Yeah. I don't know.
I
I
don't
feel
know.
that. I feel that. No, bro.
Sometimes I don't even like just don't think about it.
No,
So,
I'll
yeah.
tell you. Well,
It's
I'll
hard
tell
not to.
well,
I'll tell you that. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
Especially like with YouTube, bro. YouTube is the worst when it comes to all the streaming platforms. When it comes to compression, YouTube has the worst compression on it. So if you're going onto YouTube without like YouTube Premium or anything, understand you're getting a low quality of like audio for sure. Because they even have like uh options, right, to quality of you could listen to and playback, bro.
Mhm.
Like that's trash as fuck. Why would you even give me that option, bro?
Yeah.
Play like I don't want to hear. I don't want people to have the option to listen to my shitty song even in a shittier version. Like I don't want that option, bro.
dude,
Like,
imagine if like there was an artist that had catalog that the shit was popping and like in a lower like in a lower quality. Like, hey, this is popping in 360, like four.
right?
Like, nah, hey, this shit's cracking in 720. Nah, listen to it in 720, bro. Nah, even when you put it at 1080, like these music videos, you could tell, like, oh, like,
The audio just got better. Why?
yeah, for sure, like way much more better. And like it's that compression that you see filtered in these quality changes on the videos.
Damn.
And yeah, you see it obviously when it's like when there's visuals happening when you switch to quality, but when you really like pay attention to the audio when you switch through the quality of the video, you'll see the audio. For me, SoundCloud, if I had to like kind of put this in perspective, Apple Music's like 1080p. And SoundCloud's like fucking 480, like 360, like it's in that category.
You know
when I have to
why?
compare it.
I kind of let SoundCloud get away with it for me, is because sometimes I'm like, nah, it's a producer shitty ass mixing. Sometimes like,
Okay,
sometimes,
true that.
like,
Yeah.
maybe that's in my head. Like, nah, it's not you, SoundCloud. Like, I don't want to put that on you, but
No, for sure.
but definitely they do have like the because I think, but I said this a while ago. SoundCloud started using their own mastering, right?
Yeah.
And once they started doing that, that's when they started fucking with our tracks, bro. Like,
Have you tried that master?
I've tried them out.
I have.
You tried?
Like, well,
multiple
yeah.
times.
Well, if you didn't know, for those that don't know, they're tuned in. If you're paying for like the Next Pro on SoundCloud, you get a master
3?
per month. Yeah. I don't know how
You get
much.
3 masters?
3 masters per month, and you can use their mastering system, and they give you a preview of what the master would sound like because they have certain presets that you could put like, oh, how do you want your master? Heavy, more clarity, and you could like. They don't really give you too much. See, I wish they would add a lot more parameters because they really just give you like 5 options. Oh, you want more clarity, or you want? It's not that fucking simple, you know.
They have the amount adjuster of how much you want of that master in your track, so it's basically like a volume knob for the master. But that's pretty much it.
Yeah, but that's the thing. A lot of times, maybe that's not. The details not like the amount.
It's not good. It's
Yeah.
not good. The
Yeah.
mastering service is not good. Like I don't like it. It only made my tracks worse in my perspective.
Facts.
So
Facts, bro.
there was no reason why. So I even did it right, exported it out, and like looked at the waveform, compared. It sounded like shit. Like I don't know. It gives it a very filtered sound, and that's the best way I could describe
That's
it.
okay. I definitely could say that too.
Right?
Yeah, it damages what. Like, it damages, bro. Like
Yeah.
it just doesn't enhance what you want, man. But SoundCloud's good at a lot of things. But mastering, this is gonna take some time.
What is SoundCloud good at? I'm kidding, bro. I'm kidding.
Bro.
I love SoundCloud. They don't. I love SoundCloud, dog. I love
Yeah,
SoundCloud.
yeah.
At least you don't have to go through a record label or DistroKid or something to
Yeah,
release on there. You could just throw it out there.
Hey, well, facts, man. Because back then, before distributors, how else were you gonna get your music heard besides radio play and like connections?
Bandcamp.
I mean, yeah, for sure. Like you can have people pay for your music. There's Bandcamp and there's like ways to set that up. But
That's why you're burning CDs and handing them out to people and like
yeah,
going
do that.
That's a
too.
leaving the
virtual
club
way?
and stuff.
Bandcamp is virtual that.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, because there's a lot of tracks that I
Like, you
wanted.
listen, but pay.
You can listen, but you want to actually download this shit here for sure. 149, bro.
Yeah.
You want the whole album? Fuck it.
Or it says donate however much you want, but the lowest limit is whatever you set it to.
So like 20. It's like damn, bro.
Damn,
This is I thought this was a donation that I could set.
Yeah,
Fuck
right?
it. This is I have to pay $20 for this. Nah, bro. Well, we had a homegirl, Hex, come through the other week, and she had said that people are paying like hundreds for like unreleased music. Yeah, how much would you pay for an unreleased ID, bro? I like to know.
A special.
Yeah, and also I'd like to know how much would you pay for someone to create like a unique ID for you?
Honestly, like if it was an unreleased ID,
Yeah, how much would
And
you
they
want to
want-
pay?
and they wanted me to pay for it, I probably wouldn't pay. Just because, like that already sounds off. Like they don't want it being played just yet until it's released, until it's ready to be sold. I
got
guess.
you. Okay.
So I don't like if they're willing to share it with me, that's cool. But I don't know. I honestly don't know until like if it was like an unreleased ID that like I had to have at that moment. I don't know.
I feel that.
I
Yeah,
really don't
there's
know.
people out here just paying like $100, $200 just for a clip to be hearing on SoundCloud, bro.
Yeah, and that's why I'm
Like,
like,
rip that shit off SoundCloud right now. What you mean?
Oh man, they'll get on you, bro. If they'll
Who?
get on you. True. Hey, no, true. Hey, who? Yeah, you're right.
We got glitches.
Hey.
Chill,
Right.
Carlos. Chill.
All right. I'll chill out. No, but
So how much
True.
would you pay for like a special? So like say like your favorite like you wanted your favorite producer just to make a track just so you could play out. How much would you pay for something like that? Because I guess people are doing that. They're called specials.
hmm.
Or would you pay for that?